Hello, and welcome to Scott's Streaming Consciousness of Poker. It's another episode. Today, again, like always, we're using World Series of Poker as our simulator. It's how I teach you how to win at WSOP. So without further ado, we're just going to play some video poker just for the fun of it because we've got this little bonus thing here. And these are part of the games I tell you should definitely play all the time, right, to build up your chip count. So right now I'm just going to keep the ace and the king. Again, it's just like video poker at the casino. That wasn't a very good choice, so I've won 0 on that hand. Try again. I've got a wild card, which is really nice. So at least I have a pair of jacks, and usually it works out pretty good. So that looks like a straight and full house. And I just won 3 million in chips. Last deal. I'll keep the king ace and the pair of 4s just for fun. We'll see what happens. And again, you should probably keep all the decent cards because as it makes its way up into these 16 different hands, you get even more. So, all right, so I think that's pretty self-explanatory there. Okay. So I'm going to go on out of here. And we're going to quit this, and we're going to get right into this. I'm just going to grab a card. Again, you guys got to grab all your cards. You got to grab all your bonuses. You got to grab all your chip gifts, all that stuff. All right, so we're going to choose a table. We're always going to pick the 30-60. Take our seat. I'm going to use a 4.5 million chip buy-in. I'm going to get out of the way here. And as you know, it sometimes takes a little bit of time to get into a hand. So while we're doing that, we're just going to take a look at this. I've played a total of, oh, I'm masked. I hate that I'm masked. I've played a total of 23,484 hands. I have a total of 5,246,167,000 chips. When we did the show last time, I was at 5,020,000,000. Now I'm at 5,246,000,000. So things are going our way. Get back into the table here, just so we can talk about this. There's good flushing here. Anybody who's got a pair of hearts on their down cards is, in their whole cards, definitely looking at a flush. But usually you can see what, oh, now there's anybody with even just a single heart card. If you have the ace of hearts, you're a winner, right? But look, there's straight flushing on the board. So if you had a jack, queen of hearts, if you had a 6, 7 of hearts, oh, well, there's the flush with the king of hearts. Okay, so we'll probably get in on this next hand, and here we go. So streaming consciousness of poker begins now. Got an ace-9 suited. We're going to check. No reason to raise the bet. See what everybody does coming around. Roger Waters is in for 60. Xander's in for 60. Lucifer's in for 60. All right, so we've got a pair of 9s with an ace high, so we're going to check again. I don't really think we need to raise this bet up. Let somebody else raise the bet up on the table. If we had flopped 3 of a kind, maybe that's different. But I'm going to go ahead and call the 540. And let's see. So still a pair of 9s. Let's see. I'm going to move up here. Get out of your way here. All right. Now we got a 10. So again, nothing helping us. The only thing that really helps us now is another 9 for a 3 of a kind. I'm going to fold because I don't believe in 1.2 million. And there you go. 2 pair beats us, 9s and 8s. That worked out well. It was a good fold. All right. Let's see what we got. We've got a king 6 not suited. It's all right. We're going to check. And they want another 240 out of us. Why not? Get me to the flop. All right. So the 2 9 ace doesn't help us. We'll check. It doesn't cost us anything to check. If somebody comes around with a large raise, like 600 grand, we're going to fold. So I recommend, again, playing conservatively, even if you're playing World Series of Poker, it's really important that you learn how to play here before you go and spend real money at the casino. We're going to call with an ace-4 unsuited. Now look at that, 3 of a kind. I am going to raise the bet up, but I'm going to go modest because I want to keep everybody in. So let's see if Roger stays in. Roger folded, Xander's in, Lucifer folded, Lindsay's in. So now I've got a full house. I tell you what, I'm going to go big because I don't care if everybody checks out now. I've got an almost $3 million bucket. So there you go. I just won $2.44 million in chips with my full house. So far, so good. 6 king suited. I like it. If we can flop 3 clubs, we've got ourselves a flush with a king high. The only thing that would beat us would be an ace of clubs. So get me to the flop. Somebody wants $3 million to go all in? Why not? All right, look at that. We picked up 2 of the clubs that we need. And we've got flushing on the straight side. So somebody's going to come at us with a big hit again, I'm sure. We're just going to check. It was Roger. So now we've got a pair of 8s as well. 1 more club and we win the hand, and I'm just going to go all in because it's fun. And what do we got? He beat us with 2 pair. That's okay. It's okay. We got to stay in these hands. You're not going to win them all. And Roger Waters, who I believe is wanted by the Israeli authorities. I doubt it's that Roger Waters. We got an ace-5 not suited, but they're both red, which is making me happy. We got the ace of hearts and the 5 of diamonds. And we'll go ahead and call the 300K. Probably noticed that our chip count went back up to 4.5 million. I've got it set to top it off every single time it drops to 0. Bring me back to 4.5 million. You can also set it to top off after every hand. So you always start every hand with 4.5 million. I don't recommend that. All right, now the 3-9 jack means nothing to us, but there's no cost in checking. The 7 means nothing to us, but there's no cost in checking. And if somebody makes a raise here, like 180K, we're going to go ahead and fold. And since we're folded, we'll go ahead and check our inbox. Somebody sent us a chip gift. Again, always collect your chip gifts. Always collect your WSOP cards. Always collect your bonuses. Very important. Very, very important. All right, we got a 6-8. Unsuited, clubs and diamonds, doesn't mean anything. We're not the small or the big, so we're going to go in for 60. And what's Lindsay doing? All right, so we've got a pair of 8s, but we also got possible straighting. So we pull a 4 and a 7 out of here, we got a straight. But if you look at the cards, somebody could have a possible flush. So we've got to be careful here. So 3, 4, 5, 6 looks like we've got ourselves a little straight. A 2 or a 7, so we've got 2 cards working for us. Actually 3, because if we pull an 8, we also have a 3 of a kind, so we're going to stay in at 300K. And again, the more stuff you have working, the better it is. Now we're up to 600K to stay in for another card. And what we're hoping for is a 2 or a 7. We didn't get either because it's World Series of Poker. All right, well, let's just see what somebody else comes up with because we really essentially have just a pair of 8s. And usually a pair of 8s doesn't win it, but 2 pair did, 4s and 5s. It's okay. No worries. Again, 3, 6, not suited, not great, but a 4, 5, and 7 on the flop or a 2, 4, 5 on the flop is always helpful. You can always, when you flop the straight, that's really kind of the best thing going on. So when you have a potential straight, when you have bookends on a 5-card run, or you've got a 3 and a 6 or a 2 and a 6, it's always good to stay in if the raising isn't insane. Now, this 8-10 ace doesn't help us at all. And I'm not going to spend another 600K to stay in because the odds are not with us. So it's a pair of 3s. Of course, World Series of Poker, when I fold, they like to put up another 3, but they didn't this time. Sometimes I think it's fixed. I hate to say it. Sometimes I think it's fixed. All right, we got a queen 10. We're going to go ahead and call the 60K. Got to love the queen 10. And now we have a pair of 10s, so we're going to check again. No reason to raise unless we get a 2-pair card or a 5, which means nothing. So the 5 doesn't help us. We'll check again. We'd love to see a 10 or a queen. Again, doesn't help us, but we've got a pair of 10s. Let's see if it was enough. The betting is low on this hand, so that tells me, there you go. So a pair of 10s was good enough. We just won 365,000 chips, and we're going to go ahead and tip the dealer just because we haven't done it yet. And again, we're back to this 4-7 straighting situation. So you can see you pull a 5-6-8 on the flop, you pull a 3-5-6, you're in great shape. And then you've got a value hand because if you flop a straight, so I've got a pair of 7s on the flop. Not great, but I'm going to check. I'd love to get another 7. I'd love to get a 9 or a king, but another 7 would be the ideal. A 10 doesn't help us. We'll check. We'll check. Oh, we're going to call that. All right, so we don't have a very good hand, right? Somebody's got a straight, I assure you. We've got a 9-10 jack. If somebody's got themselves a queen, they've got a straight. I'm not going to call the 1-3 million for a pair of 7s. I'm always happy to see that there's at least one person that stayed in. So you notice that Bonaparte won with a straight 3 million chips. We've got a king 2 suited. I love it. Can we flop the flush? It's always great to flop the flush because then you've got yourself a value hand, and you want to be careful not to raise people off the table. You want to suck as many chips as you can after a hand like this. Got a pair of 2s, so I got nothing. I got no help on the flop, except for a pair of 2s, which isn't great. The 10 doesn't help me, but it's not costing me to check and get another card. At this point, the only thing that helps me is another 2. It's the only thing that helps me is another 2. Let's see. Come on, MBZ. I don't like it when people just wait and wait. Either get in or get out. Don't play around. Bonaparte folded. Let's see. Oh, you raised me. All right. Circolone raised me. So I've got a 3 of a kind. Do I like it? Yes. Am I going to bet? Yes. I'm going to bet 1.5 million. Anybody wants to stay in? Better also have at least a 3 of a kind of something. And if they beat me with a 3 of a kind, I'm happy to be beaten. But I'm not folding a 3 of a kind. Now look at that. A straight beat me. Awesome. Nice hand. I'm happy to lose to something better. Again, I got 5.2 billion in chips, so whatever. Now, pocket 2s. How do you play pocket 2s? Pocket 2s are better than ace king. Now, just for kicks and grins, since I don't have a lot of chips, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to raise all in. Because I like my chances of winning this hand. And I like going on autopilot, so we can just sort of sit back and look at the cards. Oh, now I've got 2 pairs. I've got 9s and 2s. Another 2, we got a full boat. We've got a full boat with 9s and 2s. Now we've got to hope nobody else has a 9 and they got 4 of a kind. Another 2 would be great now. So we've got a full house. Doesn't mean we automatically won, but the chances are good. So we got beat because somebody had a 10. And a pair of 10s or a full house with 10s and 9s beats a full house with 9s and 2s. Notice that we've been re-upped to 4.5 million. We've got a 7 jack suited. I'm going to call the 60. Yeah, I know, we're not having a great go today, are we? Well, that's the way it goes sometimes in poker. It's a lot of luck. We'll go ahead and check. Possible straighting on our end. Now we've got a pair of 7s. But if you notice, there's 3 diamonds on the board, so somebody could very easily have the flush. We're going to go ahead and get one more card. And that card didn't help us, so it's 4, 5, 6, 7, but nobody's got, I don't have the 8, you don't have the 8, I don't have the 8, they don't have the 8. I'm not going to call 1.8 million for my pair of 7s because I believe that somebody could have a flush even though the 6 of hearts came up. But look at that, I was right because Ciroloni won 6 million chips with the flush. I'll go ahead and call the 4-7 not suited. And we got a 10 jack queen, which doesn't help us. That's nice straighting for somebody else. I like to touch this check fold button, but I'll go ahead and check. Look at all those diamonds. We've almost got a flush, but we only have a 4 of diamonds, which isn't great. We'll check. And now we've got There's the 7 we needed on the last hand. We have a pair of 7s, and we're going up possible flushing, but I'll check. And every once in a while, you win with a pair of 7s, but the pair of jacks won this one. So nobody had the flush, and nobody had the straight. So we've got a jack 9 not suited. We'll check. I was just checking out the quest. The quest is bet 18 million. I'm at 14 million. And the ace 2-7 doesn't help us, but we'll check. The only thing that helps us now is a couple of more jacks. So we haven't been getting the greatest hands. I can tell you that. Or you could tell yourself that, actually. No, we're going to fold out. Okay, now we're going to watch the rest of this hand because I want to see who wins it. Oh, there's nobody there. Okay, we'll stay right there. So they're going to keep betting away. There's a 6, 7. It's a little bit late for an 8 and a 10 for me, right? Because I would have needed 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is what I call a good fold, my friends. We got nothing. We got a high card of a jack. We got nothing. So it looks like MBZ and Yao are still in this game together with Sierra Leone. And look at that. Yao won 1-3 before the showdown. Very nicely done, Yao. King 10 not suited. But you know what? I'm going to do something I don't usually do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to raise. So if you notice, I'm the small blind, which means my 30K is already on the board, right? Small blind, big blind. So I'm going to raise this to 120 because the minimum bet on the table is 60 to stay in. So Yao's in, ante up is in. Let's see if Philly stays in. Philly's an ace, but is he staying in? He didn't. He did stay in. So 7, 9 jack. Okay, looks like we've got some spading happening. I just want to check out Philly. Philly's got almost 2 billion in chips. How many hands have you played? Oh, look at that. I like that. I want an 8. We want an 8. 8. Bring us an 8. 8. 8. We'll pay for that 8. We'll pay for that 8. We'll call the 120. We're going to go back to Philly. He's played 12,433 hands. He's bought a lot of chips for himself. This didn't help us. So basically, we're looking at a pair of 10s, which I'm going to check. But I don't see a lot of action of people raising, so our pair of 10s might be good. Nope, we got beaten by a straight. This is why I think WSOP is fixed sometimes, because we're not pulling any great cards. Other people are. And you don't know that Yao isn't I don't know, what do you call it? A shill, a confederate, a stooge. Go ahead and cover the 60K to stay in the hand. And the flop reveals aces, an ace and 2 3s. Helps us but doesn't. We still need a 4 and a 5 to pull off the straight. So we'll call the 120. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got on the turn? You want another 240? We're in. 3 of a kind. Now, if we have the highest card with the king, we've essentially got a 3 of a kind. But we don't know if somebody doesn't have an ace, but we're going to call the 900. Somebody has an ace, we lose. Somebody has a 3, we lose. King, we win. The full house wins it. So if you notice, there's 2 players on the board that keep winning all the hands. And this is why I sometimes think the game is fixed, which I don't like. All right, 3-8. Not a whole lot going on for us, but let's see what the flop brings us. Usually when you fold something like this, that's when WSOP flips the 8s on you. We got possible flushing with a pair of 2s and a 9 of hearts. We'll check. We're only going to play a couple more hands anyways. All right, let's see what comes up. Oh, look at that. We got 2 pairs. Plus, we've got possible flushing. I'm going to go ahead and raise. Yes, 2s and 3s are not great, but a flush is great. An 8 is a midline card. An 8 of hearts is a midline card, right about the middle. I like our chances. You know what? I only got 210,000. Let's go all in. Let's see what we bring on the river. Come on. Come on, 3. So we've only got the 2 pair. We've got 2s and 3s. There's still 4 of us playing. And let's see if Cyril Leone wins another hand, because it's kind of silly. Another full house for Yao. Okay, now, please, folks, understand that sometimes the game is absolutely fixed. It's not a real poker game. We don't control the way the cards come out. Anytime somebody folds, we know that WSOP could reclaim that card. We don't know if it's on the up and up. I'd like to think that it is, but if a guy like Yao keeps winning, I'm going to fold. If a guy like Yao keeps winning with full house, and I lose with a full house, what does that tell you? That tells me they don't like the fact I got 5.2 billion in chips that I haven't given them 99 cents for, or $1.99, or $4.99. Not a penny. So maybe they're thinking they want to chip away at my chips. Okay. If there was a 6 in the mix, I threw away a straight, but I don't care. Oh, I would have needed an 8 also. All right, let's see. Where are we at? Do we have the quest up yet? We do not. So we got probably another hand here. Jack 7 suited. Okay. Because I want to get to the quest, which again is bet 18.9 million chips, I'm going to go ahead and raise this up. So I really want to end with this quest. We've talked about that on previous shows. Quests are what get you seasonal quests and lots of extra chips. Let's see if the dealer can flop me some hearts. She's pretty hot, that dealer, right? Look at her in her black sleeveless leather outfit. All right, so everybody's folding out of this hand. So look, we didn't even do anything. 182,000 in chips. We didn't do a thing. I don't like J6ers, as you know, and that's about as political as I'm going to get. So I fold when I have a J6 unless it's suited. And if it's suited, then I stay in. So maybe I don't dislike J6ers as much as I say. Oh, there is somebody there now. Philly is up here now. Let's see what we got now. If Yao pulls another flush, then we know things are not on the up and up. Well, we threw away a pair of 6s, but again, I don't think a pair of 6s is so great. Let's see. Let's see where we're at. Okay. Cowboys in, Cyril Leone is in, MBZ is in. So 5s and 6s we threw away now. See, this is how World Series of Poker makes me pay for folding. Because what they'll do is they'll put another 6 out there, right? Oh, look, and that's exactly what they did. So we folded a full house. And we lost to 2 pair for MBZ. So that's the way it goes when you fold. It's like selling stock, and the next day the stock skyrockets. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to check with a 3-9 suited. And you can see some of these people just take their time. At least he left us. Ante-up is in Philly. Are you in Philly? Why are you going to take the whole? Did Philly fold? Yeah, Philly could have folded before he just let the thing fold. I don't like that. Play. Don't sleep. Cowboy, what are you doing? Cowboy's out. All right, 2-4 king. I got 1 heart out of the deal. I need 2 more hearts. This card doesn't help me. And we need one more card here. And I got a pair of threes, which means nothing. So I'll check. And I bet you oh, we won with a pair of threes. Very unusual. Very unusual. I'm not tipping the dealer for my pair of threes. 10-7 not suited. So 8-9 jack on the flop, 6-8-9 on the flop, a pair of jacks, I'm sorry, a pair of tens we have from the flop. Plus we're working on some flushing, so we'll check. Oh, look at that. So we've got jacks and tens. I'm going to raise. I'm going to raise the pot. All right, so I'm going to go raise pot. And look at how the raise went up to 1.44 million. Let's see who stays in. Because one more 10 and that's our full boat. Well, we're going to check that. Let's see who's got the full boat. We're going to go all in. What the hell? Three of a kind beats us again. So there's Cirilone winning another hand against us and barely beating us. So I really don't like that because I feel like it's on the take. I'm going to play one more hand, 9 queen suited. I'm going to get my claim. I'm going to take my card. I'm going to play this hand out and then we're done. Let's see if I completed a set. Usually when you complete a set, they'll give you 20 or so million. No, we didn't get to complete a set. You're going to stay in. Sierra Leone's in. All right, so look at that. Queens and nines. I'm going to go ahead. Because it's my last hand, I'm going to go all in. Let's see who has the moxie. Who wants to stay in with nines and queens? Oh. All right, now let's see if we can score one more card to bring us up to a full boat. It's a $17 million chip hand. It would be nice to end. Look at that. We got our full house of queens and nines. We won 11.7 million in chips. That's great. We're going to say thanks. We're going to tip this dealer, and we're going to go to the lobby. Not going to play another hand today, but I am going to grab at my freebies. So, one thing to notice is I have a free spin. Always use your free spin. And we didn't win anything because you'll notice it goes right to 100 million. All right. So it looks like we finished up with about 4 million less in chips than we started with. Remember, we started with 5.244 million and now we're at 5.240 million. Billion, sorry, 5.24 billion. You can't worry about such things. This is the way poker goes. You win some, you lose some, but you hope you'll win more than you lose. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for stopping by Scott's Streaming Consciousness of Poker using the World Series of Poker. That's all I can say is thanks. It's nice to have you here again. Please hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in a few days. Have a good one.